He has an idea.
Because you're good.
You're done.
Rob got a TerraStar stuck in the front of our building. We're gonna test out this 5-ton.
Right.
So, mini recovery time with the 5-ton. We didn't have any brakes. All right, guys, we've got a lot of stuff happening in the shop. And right now, our biggest project that I think that we've ever worked on is right here. Dave said we're gonna do a Freedom Bus on tracks. Well, that was it. And stay tuned for the rest of that story. Right here, a friend of ours is taking a Tesla motor out of a Tesla and installing it into this RZR, 4-seater RZR. Never been done before. Stay tuned for this project. Rob, what are you building? Dave's podcast studio?
Podcast studio.
Bringing back the Heavy Checklist. So for you guys waiting at home for the next episode of Heavy Checklist, I know it's been a while, but it's coming back, and that's gonna be the studio. So along with all of our other projects, we kind of accidentally started a new one last week. Alan's working on a bunch of arithmetics for the electromagnet. So not only do we have Alan's electromagnet, we have the Pivot Bio Ultimate Ranch truck. We have the Freedom Bus on tracks. We have Dave's podcast studio. We have the 1968 Ford that we're redoing. The Money Grab truck. And then which brings me to what we're working on today. Let's go see it. Let's figure out what Doug's doing. Doug! What? All right, so this is the door to the back of the 5-ton. I'm thinking the top's gonna be open, right?
I would assume, but I don't know.
And we're just guessing here. But this looks like it's about the height of the, what would you say?
Bed extension.
The bed extension, just the barrier around it. So Doug's working on the door. You got the landing for the steps, and Pedro's making the railings for the stairs that pull out of the back. All right, well, I'll leave you to it.
All right, guys, I joke around about a lot of stuff, but one thing I don't joke around about is finances. So I want to give a huge shout out to the company sponsoring today's video, SoFi, because they're a personal mobile finance company that helps with all of your banking, borrowing, and investing needs. So, for example, if you have a project you need to finish but don't have the funds to finish it, you can use SoFi to get a loan to finish it off. But what they're best known for is they've helped hundreds of thousands of people with their credit card debt. You see, credit cards have huge, enormous APRs, high interest rates that are crippling people with their financial burdens. But SoFi can come in, pay off those loans, and give you a low fixed rate for the entire life of the loan, which is a lot better. It takes a lot of stress off your plate and lets you have more fun with your projects. So if you want to save money, if you want to make money, or if you just want to get out from crippling credit card debt, go to SoFi.com. You can get your rate in 60 seconds and it won't even affect your credit score. Why don't you go to SoFi.com? The description's below. You can download the app, do whatever you got to do, but go enjoy some financial freedom. Now, let's get back to 5 tons of fun. Yee-hoo!
All right, Alan, we had a ton of fun, like actually 5 tons of fun the other day on this test drive. You know, I didn't realize like how goofy we were being or how like, you know, kind of dangerous it was at the time. We were just messing around back here on top of the cab, and then you just told me that like we didn't have any brakes.
Well, we did. Now here's the issue. These trucks use what's called air over hydraulics, which means you do have brakes if you don't have the air.
Yeah.
However, there's a big canister that does a brake assist. No air, no assist. So it means you have to really cram down on the brakes.
It's like not having power steering.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But then I noticed the truck's not moving. So the front drive line is not engaging. Uh-oh, we have an issue. Back wheel's turning, front's not. Either we got drive shaft that's not working, or an axle shaft, or transfer case. Didn't pop in my head at the moment because the 2.5 ton doesn't require air for shifting the engagement mechanism going from forward to reverse. After thinking about it, I made a call to Boyce just to check to verify on the 800 series. Yes, we need air. Now, the front works.
Okay.
So it was good. Everything was fine. It was just we did not have air pressure. So then as I'm inside going to move it in, I figured I'd go in low. Lever isn't moving. So I open up the floorboards, take a look. They're all the linkage is completely frozen up. So I had to physically remove all the linkages, which I have over here.
Show me.
Okay. This was one of them. See how nicely it turns now? Let's just say it was completely frozen in one position.
Just rusted.
Well, solid. They've got a brass bushing in here, but just the corrosion just did it in. So I took it apart. I had to clean the shaft out, put some anti-seize on it. These versions just completely rely on a brass babbitt. But I just put anti-seize in it. Even the pins, it took forever to get each of these pins out so I could remove this. So it just goes up right down in the center here. This, either that way, so this goes right here. And I just want to work this a little bit. Good, that's nice and loose. This. Oh, there's my pin. And don't skimp on the anti-seize. That's exactly right there. Just get these bolts tightened in. Then we have one last pin to put on.
Meanwhile.
Oh, so that's not mounted in there at all?
No.
Those clamps are just holding it up?
Yeah, we're still measuring. He has an idea.
No, he gotta wait till the end.
We're not close. Let's get some of that tape.
Grip tape?
Grip tape.
But don't you think this is grippy enough? No?
Slip.
Well,
if
if
it's wet, when
if
it
it's wet,
when it
yeah,
gets wet or cold, like diamond plate is slick
Yeah.
as shit.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
worse than bare metal.
What about, probably too late for this, like cutting like holes in them to make it more like,
We were thinking that.
we thought about it, but we didn't want to make any holes on this, so it wouldn't be any weaker.
We can actually spray it with the bed liner.
alright. Would you spray the whole thing in bed liner?
Just the
The
top part,
part, the
Just
top part.
strips?
No, the top part.
the whole
Top,
top.
the whole thing?
Okay. Like the top and the front face.
So we've talked through this. We've realized that these steps might be a little slick in the winter and weather and stuff. Hans brought up a good point. It's going to need some grip tape. So his solution was to like put a few pieces of grip tape down. Iram and Jair are worried about that looking a little bit cheap. I think we come up with a good solution and just spraying bed liner in those patterns, just like a few strips of bed liner down so it looks nice, clean, but it still gives it that rugged feel. It gives you some traction. Iran, what's left on this?
Obviously, we need to finish this. The stairs. We got a couple brackets to install on the top for lighting and TVs. And after that, we are gonna be ready for paint. Once it's paint, we'll be installing all the stuff back there.
Once you get this done, it's going to be a whole lot easier to get in and out of this thing. Get some steps. Dude, every time you get in and out of this thing, you have to like jump in, jump out, or get a ladder like a normal person.
You know how you found them?
I have a lot of fun, yeah.
Parkour.
Yeah, it's like parkour.
Parkour. In the back, wide open, so it was building no air pressure.
Yeah, it was all I had to get it to stop. I wasn't gonna tell you guys were right on the back. Hey, it's not stopping very good, guys.
We just talked about how crazy it was. We're playing around in the back on top of the truck, and then Alan mentions that the brakes are a little compromised. Had I known that, I might have just followed along in a different vehicle.
There's a lot more downshifting and slowing down with the motor than usual.
If you probably noticed, your transfer case lever was completely frozen.
Well, I didn't try moving it anyway.
Oh, it was frozen.
Was it?
I had to tear out the whole linkage mechanism out and work it for all this morning to get it apart
Oh,
to
really?
clean it. Now it's like easy. You'll be able to go. Even Grandma will be able to go. Eat.
It was already in high. I was like, there's no reason for us to be in low, so I'll just leave it up.
But in just about 5 minutes, we're gonna be done.
Sweet.
Don't forget the anti-seize on these trucks. With only the Babbitt bearings on them, it is a must to put anti-seize on it. There. Alrighty. Let's see how easy this moves. Oh, that's beautiful. Neutral, high, and low. That's good. That works, shifts really well now. Doing this with the seats in is a little more difficult. I still got to do some installation here, but that's pretty much grab the wizard stab. Well, let's make sure it's working. Low, neutral, high. And it's working. Now this thing can be sent over to the paint booth.
So, Rob got the TerraStar stuck in the front of our building. So it's mini recovery time. We're gonna test out this 5-ton and get Rob on the road with the TerraStar.
All right.
We've been getting a ton of snow here. Like, as you can see, look around. Rob was trying to pull this trailer out to go get some metal with the TerraStar. They got stuck on the north side of our building where it's not plowed or anything. So, mini recovery time with the 5-ton. We gotta get this thing out of the way. There you are. Hey, 5 tons of fun it's not just for fun, for work too. First rescue, outside of the bag. All right, guys, it's sandblast day today on the 5 tons of fun. You know, we got all the mechanical things sorted out. Now it's time to switch it over to Camino, let him sandblast and prep this thing for paint. I'm not going to tell you the color right now, but it's going to look awesome. Would you have to do the whole thing?
No, just on the mark. That's all.
Oh, just on the orange?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you're just basically just getting rid of rust?
Too big to do the whole
No,
thing.
I thought we had to do the whole thing, so I was like honestly coming out here to be like, okay, let's switch off so you don't have to do the whole thing by yourself.
No,
but
I can do that. I
all right.
gotta move all this.
Let's move this over here for Camino. Forklift? All right.
next day.
All right, guys, let me help you out.
Okay, hold on. You want to take my spot?
Yeah.
I'm Dasher, I'm Dancer. From what Jair just said, this is where the rubber meets the road. You can design it, have it pull out real nice and have the handrail go up. And I might be eating my words here because it might not work. We haven't tested it out yet. So we've got to get it in there and see if we can effectively pull it out and have those handrails just raise up nice and easy. And if they don't work, I guess Jair's back to the drawing board maybe another week later. I hope not. We need to get this project done and out of here.
Alan.
Alan just emerges out of the dust.
Oh, hey guys.
Yep.
What are you doing here, John?
I don't know what you're doing here.
I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my job.
You're encroaching on my filming territory.
Yeah.
If I catch you
My
here again,
territory.
you're done.
All right, guys, you ready for this?
Ready for this?
Oh, dude, so easy a caveman could do it.
Look up a little more. Okay. So as right now, this link arm right here, it's hitting the bolt. So I need to make sure this is clear. A lot of my bolts are flatheads, but the flathead is on the inside. So I'm gonna flip this one around and I'll have a flathead here so this is clear and it can pivot properly without hitting the bolt. Let's go in the front door.
All right. Yeah, that slam's a little rough. Last time you saw this thing, it looked nothing like this. Well, it looked a lot like this, but without a lot of prep work done to it, right? You're gonna have to take everything down, sandblast, and then do a bunch of repair work to pulling a bunch of dents, working on it to make it look good.
This is bare metal, so I just send everything prepping and put a primer on it already.
Okay.
They're ready to
So there's
paint.
primer on the bed already.
Yeah.
As far as the front end goes,
Almost there too.
almost there.
Yeah.
It's basically all primed, ready to go. So you're gonna paint the undercarriage first, and then move on to the body of the truck. Undercarriage is going to be black, body's going to be gray with some camo. We have a special guest, Billy Luber, coming in to finish that off. But Camino's got to get the base coat down so he can come in and apply that camo paint job to it.